Say good morning. I hope you are all doing well this morning. I want to go to do a bit of exercise, but I was just thinking about making my tea before I go for a quick run, and I thought, why can't I just talk about I love my tea? Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a Kenyan girl who really loves enjoying her tea. My mom was from a tribe called Maragolis that we never ever lived at home without tea. Tea was always in the flask. I've transitioned on after becoming going dairy free, which means I don't drink a lot of milk because the tea that we used to make at home was quite really milky tea, and that means that I've transitioned. I don't do a dairy, so I've been trying to make like spicy Indian chai the Kenyan way so that I can still enjoy my tea. And I thought, why can't I just come online this morning and talk to you guys as I make my tea? So there's just a pot here. You're not gonna see much of me today because it's not me making, it's not about me, it's about the tea. And then just gonna turn that on. I've done some shortcuts, so I boiled some water already, so I'm just gonna put some water in the pot. Hopefully you can see the water in there. I'm not going to make a lot of tea. And then so the water is there. The next thing that I need, so I just need the water to boil, so I've turned on my hob. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, I can see some guys online, good morning. I'm just going to make a quick tea, so you won't see much of me today. So the water is boiling. As the water is still boiling, it's already boiled water. I'm just gonna go in with some tea leaves. So these are really like tea leaves. That's what we use to make the tea. So just sprinkle in some, the other way around, sprinkle in some tea leaves. I love my tea really, really, really well with some really nice tea leaves in there. So I'm just sprinkling in some tea leaves to make it a bit more look like a proper tea. And then once I do that, I'm just going to let that to boil. As it's continuing to boil, I just want it to be like really properly done. So I'm making some Kenyan tea. And as I said, because I am kind of plant-based, I don't do dairy, so I want to try to do like soya, spicy Indian soya, Kenyan style tea. So I've just put some hot water on there, and then I put in tea leaves, so like really loose tea leaves that came from Kenya. Then I'm just leaving that to boil a little bit. So once it boils, I'm going to spice it because I said it's a spicy tea. So I'm just gonna put some black pepper. You can already make these like already made spices. So I have some here, but I'm not gonna use that. So it's like called the tea masala. You can use the tea masala, but I'm just gonna make my own spices. So I put some black pepper in there, and then I'm going to put some cloves. Just a couple of cloves in there, so I'm putting some cloves, and then I am going to put some cinnamon, right, some ground cinnamon in there. I love my spicy tea, and then I put in some cardamom as well. And because I did like a shortcut, my tea will already be boiling. So I'm just gonna try to spice those up or slice them up so I can have like a bit of more. You might want to crush that if you wanted to, it's up to you. But I'm not gonna do the crushing, I'm just gonna try to put them in there. I'm going like really old school. And because it's boiling too much, I'm just gonna put the fire a little bit down. So I don't want to be rushed on this. Then I've got some ginger. So what I'm just gonna do with the ginger is take the ginger and then just grind the ginger in there. And you can smell the smell of the ginger. As I said, I love my tea very spicy. I can see some guys online, good morning, good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And I love just a lot and lots and lots of ginger in my tea. But you can always adjust and amend the spices depending on how you love your tea to look like. I just love mine pretty much very much spiced in that case. And as you can see that it just looks like quite a lot of like very spicy. This can be a little bit too much. If you feel like the spices are too much, just go ahead and add in a little bit more water. Once you do that, you might want to decide, okay, sometimes you might want to add just some honey in there, some lemon, or some lime, and you can drink that as black tea. But because I love my milky tea, I'm just gonna get, I have like a pack of soya milk here. Just open that up. You don't want to heat your soya milk too much, and then just put that in as much as I want, because I love my tea milky, as I said. So I didn't can see, there we go, it looks pretty like dairy milk. And then I'm just gonna let that simmer and then leave all the spices to just absorb inside of the tea, so that it's gonna be really nice and amazing. Which is, again, as I said, I love my Kenyan tea. If you feel like the milk is less, you can add more milk in it. If you feel like the milk is a lot, you can reduce it. I've just used the plant-based milk, but you can use a substitute and do like a dairy. No, you can do dairy. I'm using a substitute. You can do dairy, so it's just simple. I started off with my loose tea leaves, and then because I brought them from Kenya, and then I had some paper, I just grounded that in, some cloves, and then I had some ground cinnamon, and I added some cardamom. As I said, you can as well do some cheating on this, and I put some ginger, ginger, just grated some ginger on that, and do already made tea masala. That's still also good, because it gives you that opportunity to be able to get your tea as spicy as possible. If you want that much more spicy, feel free to do that. If you don't want it more spicy, you can always reduce that. Just leave this to simmer. If you have like dairy milk, you'll have to leave it until it boils. But because it's plant-based milk, I don't want it to boil. It might start curdling up. So for me, I'm just gonna switch that off, and that will be my milky, nice, spiced, vegan Indian chai, which is gonna be my breakfast. But for those who are online, thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna transition and go out and do some exercise. So you might want to just cut off for a minute, and I shall see you very soon as I enjoy my Kenyan tea. See you on the next line when I do my exercise. Goodbye, God bless, have a great day.